China has been a shining light for the global economy amid all the gloom of the past few years. But now it seems even Beijing can't dodge the slowdown forever. Two surveys of Chinese manufacturing this week have revealed that the sector has been badly hit by slowing orders. Evidence of that can be found at Chinese ports, where resources have been piling up as their prices plunge. In the case of iron ore, by 40% in the past few months. China correspondent Wei Fern-Tay reports.
Drinking on the job is a must if your job description includes working the crowd at a beer festival. This summer, nearly 4 million people paid to be part of Asia's largest beer fest here in Qingdao. A record attendance for China's version of Oktoberfest in the event's 22-year history.
If the mood on the ground here at the Qingdao Beer Festival is any gauge of consumer sentiment in China, you wouldn't know that this country is experiencing an economic slowdown. But in another part of the city, there's an even more telling sign about the health of the Chinese economy.
Qingdao's port may not be the busiest or the largest in China, but no other port in the world handles more iron ore. Most of it comes from Australia, 40% in total. Zhang Daicun is one of the port's managers.
像这个澳大利亚矿吧，就应该是比较这个含铁量就比较均衡。这个矿厂家都比较愿意用。
He's been working here for decades, witnessing up close the rise and rise of the Chinese economy. But over the past year, Zhang Daicun has noticed a change. Less iron ore has been passing through, a reflection of falling demand.
这都担心啊，是吧？我们希望。
Yes, we are worried. We all hope the Chinese economy will make a steady recovery.
有规律地向前推进。
In China, the slowdown of the industrial sector has been largely deliberate, the result of government policies aimed at taming runaway property prices and inflation. As a consequence, those directly or indirectly involved in China's real estate industry, like steelmakers, have been greatly affected. Chinese state media reported last week that up to 83% of the country's steel producers are losing money, and those in the industry here expect these difficult times to persist until the first quarter of next year. In the meantime, analysts believe iron ore prices will plummet to global financial crisis levels because of a chronic oversupply in the market.
那么前面的产能问题居高不下，还在做着。
Steel manufacturers have not greatly reduced their output. There are some people who are mistaken in their belief the Chinese market is still looking good, and that's why there hasn't been a fall in iron ore production either. The stockpile of iron ore in Chinese ports, be it 90 million tonnes or 100 million tonnes, is merely what's been officially recorded. The real figure far exceeds that.
China faces a tricky problem. Economists say developers need to start building again to keep driving growth, but that could lead to more inflation. The government doesn't want that, meaning the resources stockpiles keep building up. Economist Alistair Thornton says it's not a good time to be one of China's 80,000 property developers.
They haven't been able to access funding. All their internal funds are starting to dry up, and the balance sheets are really stressed at the moment. So we're surprised that more developers have yet to go under. We think the local governments are stepping in and supporting some of the bigger players. There's inevitably going to be some consolidation in the industry, which I think is part of the plan.
China's transition to a more consumer-driven economy is proving painful for some, but slower growth will become the new normal. The goal is for any future expansion to be driven largely by how much Chinese people spend, and that includes spending more on some of life's little pleasures.